The first card you have for your past is the Seven of Cups. So this can be the card of, illusions. It can be the card of dreams. It can be the card of not knowing what decision to make. All sorts of different things. It can be about drugs. It can be about dreaming. But I am seeing illusions in this card. I'm seeing illusions and even delusions in this card. And I think, you weren't sure of what you're being told. You weren't sure what was real. You weren't sure what was or wasn't real at this time. And I think someone was giving you an impression of something, or they were promising you things, and they were giving you an impression of something that wasn't very honest. And for a while, maybe you wanted to believe that what they were telling you was true, this person. And I think this was probably a relationship that you were in, and they might have been telling you, oh, I love you, we'll do this and that and all these things and whatever else. And you wanted to believe these things. It felt really good to actually believe these things. And it's like you felt good staying in this fantasy almost. And I think you partly knew that it might have been a bit of a fantasy, but you kind of want to believe it. Now, I'm not blaming you. I've been in a similar situation, that when you kind of started to realize the reality of it and you let yourself think about the reality of it, it really hurt and it felt bad and you didn't like it. So you wanted to get back into the fantasy of things. And I can completely see why people get themselves into these situations. And also the person who's feeding you this fantasy is encouraging you to believe it as well. It's very hard for you to get out of something like that. And so I think, you kind of were in this fantasy for a while, and then you kind of got back to reality for a while, and then that really hurt, and you went back to the fantasy for a while and you wanted to believe it again. And then I think there was a time when you just said to yourself, I just can't keep on doing this anymore. I can't blindly believe in this person anymore. I just can't keep on believing what they're telling me. I can't keep on like this. It really isn't working. This really, really hurt. It really, really hurt when you made this decision. But you really just realized that you couldn't base your whole life on something that wasn't real. It was really, really hard for you to remove yourself from this situation. Really, really hard, very difficult. But you had to. You knew that you had to do this. You had to live your life authentically, even if it meant leaving people behind. And you really did leave people behind. You left this person behind. Now, it wasn't just easy for you to do that. It was very hard. I keep on seeing that because you wanted to believe what they were telling you. And they were very convincing as well. I'm not saying you're a silly person to believe it at all. Not at all. They were a very, very convincing person. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your past is the Six of Wands. So, you knew that you were doing the right thing. You knew you were doing the right thing to leave this situation. And, I think you knew this in your head at the time when you left. But your heart still hadn't caught up with your head. And of course, it's going to take some time to catch up. I don't mean to be negative, but it probably will take you a long time for your heart to catch up. You might still be in this kind of hurt at this time. I'm also seeing someone around you at this time who could have been helping you through this. They were on your side. They were encouraging you to leave this situation. And I think when you did finally leave this situation, they were kind of cheering you on and saying, oh, I'm so happy you've left the situation and all of this kind of thing. Now, you knew that it was the best thing. So you knew that it was the right thing for you to leave. It wasn't that you didn't think that. But, and you were grateful to have this person's support, definitely. But you didn't feel cheerful. Like when you left, you didn't feel like, oh, I'm so happy. No, you were really hurt. You were really, really sad. And I don't think this person realized that was how it was for you. I think they just had a bit of an idea that maybe you just pack your suitcase, walk off, and everything would be fine. No. It took you a long, long, long time to get it to, first of all, it took you a long time to decide to get out. Then it took you a long time to get out. Then when you were out, it took you a long, long time to even feel okay again. You weren't sitting around going, hooray, isn't that wonderful? And I think that person didn't quite understand this. Now, again, you were very grateful for them. You were very happy to have them with you. But I think when they were saying, oh, isn't this great? It's so happy. I think you were I think you knew that if you explained to them, if you tried to say to them, look, I'm not happy, I'm still not happy, they might not truly understand you. So I think you might have said, just kind of smiled at them and said, oh yes, but truly deep down, you weren't happy, and you probably still are trying to get through this. So yes, the other thing I can see is that there was a click in your mind. So you were kind of wanting to go along with this or not wanting to leave. It was very hard. And I think suddenly you just made up your mind and you said, no, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to go. Once your mind clicked over, you made the decision, and there was just no going back from this, and you just did it. That's what I'm seeing. But it was not easy. It was not easy. The last card you have for your past is the King of Pentacles. So yeah, this king's obviously in the top position. He's the King of Pentacles. He's on top. He is the boss. And he's spent a long time working hard, getting himself to this position. So yeah, he has the stability, he has what he wants, but he's weighed down by all of these heavy robes. These robes are very heavy, and he has vines growing all over him as well. So I'm actually seeing you, when you're with this person, you're actually weighed down by a lot of very empty promises that this person in the Seven of Cups was telling you. And you felt that you couldn't leave. You really felt that you couldn't leave for a long, long, long time, because you were waiting and you were hoping for these promises to actually come true. And a lot of what they were telling you was just an illusion. They were never going to come true. And sadly, you kind of came to realize that. Now, again, I'm seeing the difficulty of this. I'm really feeling this. And this is probably why, you're probably thinking, why does she keep on repeating herself? But I'm really feeling how difficult it was for you to leave. And you had to really untangle yourself from all of these vines that are around this king. And a lot of people, this is kind of, I don't know if this was a violent situation, but a lot of people say this about domestic violence. They say, oh, why did this person stay there for years and years and they didn't get up and leave? It's not easy to do that. This person was very manipulative. They were very convincing. They wanted you to feel a certain thing. And you did feel a certain thing. And then when you tried to look at the reality of this, you felt terrible. So you wanted to go back into that fantasy. It's very, very hard for anyone outside of this to really understand this properly. And I think that's what happened with this friend of yours, you're grateful for them. They were a good friend, but they did not understand how difficult this actually was. That's what I'm seeing here. So the next card you have for your present, or the first card you have for your present, I should say, is the Ten of Swords. Yes. So yeah, again, this is showing me how hard this was for you. You were just at your worst. You were at your worst mentally. You were at your worst emotionally at the time when you were going through this, at the time when you realized it was time to leave. And after that as well, a long time after this, it took you a long, long time to even feel remotely normal again. So you might still be going through some of this right now. I was seeing that before in the Six of Wands. You probably still are. I am seeing that the worst is definitely over with this. The sun's rising on this card on the horizon, so you're better off. You feel better than you were when you're at your worst, obviously. And you're looking into new things. You're looking into your future. You're planning things. You're thinking about this. I'm still getting the sense that you're a little bit alone in this as well. The thing is, you're not physically alone. Again, this is this thing about people not quite understanding what you're going through. you have people around you physically, but maybe they didn't really understand how deeply you were feeling this. I'm actually seeing someone, it might be the same friend again, it might be someone different, someone who might be wondering why you're not better and why you're not out running around and why you're not over things by this time. They might be saying to you, oh, by this time you should be feeling like this. Oh, you should be up and about. You should be dating again. You should be laughing. You should be doing this and that and what. There's no should. There really is no should. I mean, people say things like, I'll give you an example. They say things like, oh, it takes a month out of every year that you spent with someone to get over them. Or it takes this time out of every whatever. Or there's a rule about this number of months and this whatever. These are just made up things. The heart doesn't know or understand clocks and calendars. It doesn't know what that is. It's a heart. A heart is a heart. A heart is emotion. It doesn't know any of those things. It doesn't have any rules. There's no should. So be kind to yourself. I mean, yes, of course, don't sit around wallowing around, but there's no should. Don't let anyone give you a timeline on when you should feel better. And don't let anyone tell you what you should be feeling either. You know how you're feeling. That's what I'm seeing in that. The next card you have for your present is strength. So yes, this is what you're getting back to. You're getting your strength back. Now, it probably doesn't feel like that all of the time. It might not even feel like that most of the time, but it is happening. It's happening behind the scenes. You are getting your strength back. You're doing things like planning things for the future, thinking about things you'd like to do, giving yourself different options, all of that kind of thing. I'm also seeing you standing up to someone at this time. You're usually a very even-tempered person. You don't lose your temper. You don't usually stand up to people in that kind of a way. And you're not doing this in a kind of a bad-tempered way. You're very measured. You're very diplomatic around this. But you are saying something, and this is you're finally saying something. And you've been wanting to say this or deal with this for a long, long time, but you haven't had the strength to do this. I'm seeing this is probably in a work situation, and I'm seeing this might be around something that you felt was owed to you for a long, long time. This is another promise. This is a work promise, something that was promised to you, but it was never actually delivered. So yeah, you're finally speaking up. You're finally saying something about this. You finally have the strength to do this. So this is showing me that you are getting your strength back. And I'm also seeing a positive outcome for you coming out of this conversation. So this might be about money. This might be about pay that's owed to you or something like that. But whatever it is, you are going to get a very good a very positive outcome from this conversation. You are going to get whatever was owed to you. That's what I'm seeing coming out of this. So the last card you have for your present is the Queen of Cups. Right, so this person who you left behind, this person is probably still in a kind of dreamy fantasy world. Sometimes this card can be about pining after love, and I'm not seeing that's what they're doing. You might want them to do that, but they're not doing that. They're in a fantasy world, and they're believing their own fantasies, because I'm seeing this person being convinced or even convincing themselves that some miraculous thing is going to happen to them. They're going to be able to achieve this. They're going to do this. They're going to be the best in this. They're going to be whatever they're going to be. And I just think that, yeah, there's no real evidence that this is going to happen. Now, I don't like to crush people's dreams. I really don't like to do that. And I truly believe that if you put your heart to something, if you put your mind to something, and you relax, you listen to the universe. I know that sounds cringy, but I believe this. And you let this happen, you believe in it, and then you put action into place. What you want can happen if, this is the if you have the best intentions, the right intentions, and the right reasons for doing it. If your intentions for achieving something are because, you know, you want what's best for you, and you're not harming other people, and you want what's best for people around you, and you want to protect people, and you want to share things with them, and you want to positive things, then this can definitely happen. Things can definitely happen. And if you put the work in as well, obviously. But if you have bad intentions with what you're going to do, for example, if you want to achieve something because you want to be better than the neighbor, or you want to hurt someone, or you want to get one over someone, or you have some bad thing, or you want to really kind of, if your ego comes into this, if you want to go around showing off and going, oh, I'm better than you, I've got this, or you want to be really flashy or showy, or wear hundreds of diamonds all over your hands and big kind of things and all labels all over your head and or stuff like that. I'm getting carried away, but I think you know what I mean. If your ego's in this, if you're showing off, then this probably won't happen. And that's what I'm seeing is happening to this person. I think that their dreams are based on ego. They're based on comparing themselves to other people. And they're based on kind of, I'm better than you, he's better than him, all of that kind of stuff. It's not going to happen. It really isn't going to happen. And also, not only that, but they're based on things that are not true. And they wanted you to believe these things were not true, and they just are not true. If you want something to happen, if you truly want to do something, if you want to achieve something, you have to have some base in reality. You have to start somewhere in reality. I can't say to myself, oh, I'm going to shut my eyes and open them and I will be in the Caribbean. I would love to do that. No, I can't do that. But I can say to myself, oh, I'd love to go and visit the Caribbean one day. So maybe I'll save my money. Maybe I'll work hard. Maybe I'll put some money aside. Maybe I'll go and research, what's over there, what I have to do to get there, all of that thing. That's realistic. But, you can still get to the Caribbean, but you can't click your fingers and get there. So the way they wanted to do things as well was just completely an illusion, a lie. So I don't think they're going to be successful in what they want to do. Now, cross-watchers, don't be angry with me. This isn't for you. This is a reading for Aquarius. So, and don't be angry, please. I know you're probably thumbs down this. The first card you have for your future is the Empress. So, yeah, this is beautiful. I love the Empress. She's the most beautiful, relaxed, happy, content woman ever. So I'm seeing you just finally taking care of yourself, and you're going to be taking some time out for yourself. And I'm seeing, you really cared for this person. You really cared for this person. Excuse me. Sorry, I had a hiccup. You really cared for this person in the Seven of Cups. When you were around them, you did a lot for them. You did a lot practically for them. You did a lot emotionally for them. You loved them. You truly loved this person, and that's another reason why it took you so long to get out of this. And, also you care for a lot of people, and a lot of the time you put people before yourself as well. And, if you look at this beautiful Empress, her crown has 12 stars on it, and each star represents each zodiac sign. So that means that she cares for absolutely everyone. She cares for everyone. And that's how you are. You care for everyone. But now it's time, or it's going to be time, for you to take care of yourself. You need to nurture yourself. You're going to be taking your time, taking as much time as you need. And that's what I was seeing in the Ten of Swords. That's what you had to do. And, this is actually fine to take some time to yourself and spend time with yourself. Now, again, you might have these people around you telling you to go out, do this, do that. You're supposed to be like this. You're supposed to be getting yourself out there. You're supposed to this. You're supposed to that. There's no supposed to. If you want to go to things, you go. If you don't want to go to things, you don't go. If you get an invitation that you feel happy about, you feel comfortable with, then you say, yes, I'm going to that, and you go. If you get an invitation that you feel bad about, that you feel unhappy, you feel uncomfortable with, then you say, thank you for the invitation. I won't be able to make it. I hope I'll be able to make it another time. I'm sorry about that. And you put the end to that. You don't have to go. This is a time of taking care of yourself. You don't have to go and push yourself at this time when you're feeling really vulnerable. You need to spend this time to really, really take care of yourself, nurture yourself, and get your strength back. That's what I'm seeing you have to do. And, you know, this is about getting to know yourself as well. What do you want? What don't you want? This isn't selfish at all. I mean, you're able to be better for other people if you take care of yourself. You're going to be a better friend, a better relative, and, you know, a better lover, and all of those things. If you're content in yourself, you can be better for other people as well as yourself. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your future is the 10 of Wands. So I'm actually seeing someone, yeah, I hope this is going to make sense. I'll try and tell you what I'm seeing. Someone's been thinking about getting back into contact with you. Now, they've been thinking about this for a while, and something in their mind, it could be their emotional state, it could be their mental state, something has been blocking them or stopping them from actually coming and contacting you. Now, I'm seeing that at this time in your future, it still is going to be blocking them, but they are going to still want to be getting closer to you. So they might be gradually getting closer to you, but they're not quite ready yet, or something like that. Now, this might be someone who you fell out with. This might be someone who feels a bit nervous about coming towards you. I think their mental state, yeah, their mental state's definitely blocking them. They're going to contact you at some time, but it feels like a huge battle for them in their mind to be able to do that. They want to be able to do it, but I'm just getting the sense that they can't really see clearly to be able to do it. And it's something to do with their mental state. That's what I'm seeing. They will eventually contact you. The man on this card, he wants to come home. He's walking toward a home. He wants to go to where he's welcomed, but he's feeling so burdened that he can't really see where he's going. Now, he's getting to where he's going, but it's taking him a long time to get there. So I think that's what's happening with this person. They want to come back into contact with you. They want to have some kind of connection with you again. And I'm seeing there was probably a falling out between you. And they are going to do this at some time. They are going to come and they might apologize, but they are going to come and connect with you again. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have for your future is the High Priestess. So yeah, again, the High Priestess, obviously she's very beautiful. She's very spiritual. She can also be a little bit unapproachable and a little bit aloof as well. So this person in the 10 of Wands might be feeling very nervous, very afraid to approach you. They might, yeah, I think you have had your problems with them in the past. And I think they know that it's going to have to be up to them to approach you, not you approaching them. And yeah, they definitely want to connect with you. And they definitely are going to connect with you. But I think there's a lot of mental baggage that they're going to have to clear first and get out of their head first before they can actually come and contact you. I hope that makes sense. I know that was all very confusing, and I was even a little bit confused around this